Okay, so I was talking with John here. He's been volunteering at the sanctuary, and he told me a bit about a story. Like it's pretty interesting. He's staying, and I think I should probably block this video in Taiwan. Note to self. He's staying with a foreigner, a girl. So he's staying at a girl's place. He met Sean, introduced him to someone that used to work there or something. So he's staying at a girl's house, and then I think she's attractive, and then she has a boyfriend, but the boyfriend is Taiwanese. Like, so then that's odd. It's a white girl with a Taiwanese boyfriend, which is rare. And then he said that her boyfriend is like, he used to be a gangster or something, and he recently got like prosecuted for something, and he has to go away for jail for a bit. Supposedly he's a nice guy now, but when he was younger he did some bad things like a couple of years back, and now he needs to go to jail for a bit. So so in the near future she's going to be kind of single, and he's going to be still living with her, and it's just like, whoa. And I'm like, it's just nuts, because the boyfriend is okay with the fact that that his white girlfriend has a white guy living with her. He's accepting, you know. It's good that he's, you know. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't know. Like, I'm a very unjealous boyfriend. Okay, I'm like the least jealous person there is. Like, I have another video where I talk about this, and people actually insult me about it because I say in the video that if I were with a girl and some guy were to hit on her, I wouldn't say anything. It wouldn't even bother me. I would allow it. I would stand by and allow a guy to try to pick up my girlfriend. And then, of course, you get the idiots who start like exaggerating and like, oh yeah, some guy comes up, starts grabbing on your girl. Did I say touch? Did I say, you know, like some guy comes up, starts kissing your girl, you're just gonna, oh my god, how stupid are you? Did I say kiss? Like, that's not hitting on someone. That's like sexual assault, you fucking retard. I'm just saying, if a guy politely comes up and is like, oh hi, what's your name? Do you come here often? You know, can I buy you a drink? Like that. If a guy's doing that, I'll let him. You know, let him. You know, because why? Why is it? Because I'm scared? No, I'm not scared. It's because, you know, let's say for sake of argument, let's say the guy's smaller than me, okay? Because some of you guys are probably thinking, well, you're not a big guy, so maybe you don't want to cause shit. Okay, let's say for sake of argument, the guy's smaller than me, and I'm with a bunch of my friends that are all 6'8" and 300 pounds. Even in that situation, I would still let the guy do his thing, because I'm not threatened. I'm very, if you're secure, people who are jealous are just literally insecure. That's all it is. It's just they think that they aren't. If a guy is jealous of his girlfriend, he should be putting his feet out. You can put your feet out. If a guy is jealous, if a guy gets jealous, it just pretty much means he's insecure. That's all it is. It just means that he thinks that his girlfriend is gonna, he expects his girlfriend to leave him because he doesn't think much of himself, and he is self-conscious, and he gets worried every time his girlfriend talks to another guy or has a situation where she's, you know, with other guys. He probably wants to take a picture. But that, you know, that guy isn't me. I'm pretty secure. You know, I feel I treat women well. I'm not gonna start listing all my positive attributes, but nonetheless, I think I'm a good catch. And I also think that if a girl doesn't see that, or if she's too dumb to know that, then by all means, leave me. You know, like, if you don't appreciate me, then I want you to leave. So in my mind, if I'm with a girl and some guy hits on her, and then she goes for that guy, then I'm thankful. The guy just did me a favor. The girl obviously wasn't all that into me. The relationship was obviously going to end fairly soon anyways. So he just helped, you know, me get on with my life all the quicker. So if some guy steals your girlfriend away from me, you should just pretty much thank him. He's like, yeah, well, and then there's the fact that she's kind of like a cheating whore. So You know, like, so the next guy is kind of screwed too, because then the next guy won't feel all that secure with her either, because she might do the same thing to him as well, unless he's like a lot better looking than you and smarter and nicer, in which case she just was too good for you, and you weren't going to keep her anyways. You know, maybe it's not the girl's fault, maybe it's you. Maybe if you're a shitty boyfriend, right? If you're a shitty boyfriend and you just suck, and then some guy starts talking to her and then she leaves you for that guy, well, but again, you know, she's going to leave you sooner or later anyways. In that situation, it is your fault, but it's going to happen sooner or later, so just put your feet out, man. Hold on a sec, let me tell him. If you're going over like really slippery shit like that, you can put your feet out, because that way if the bike does slip or something, you can immediately put your foot down and catch it. I'm not doing it because I'm confident, but if you're nervous on the slippy surfaces, then you can just like hang your feet out. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my feet out because I've got, you know, an 11-inch dick. So, but you're British. You've got like what, 4 inches? Hang your feet out. Yeah. So, I don't know what are we talking about? Oh yeah, cheating. Yeah. So on the one hand, I understand that you know, on the one hand, I'm totally not a jealous person. But on the other hand, if you live with a guy, there's going to be like if my girlfriend is living with a guy, if a guy moves into her place and he's somewhat attractive, even if he's less attractive than me, but a little attractive, there's going to be situations where it's going to be like she just got out of the shower and she's wearing a towel or something, and then he's talking to her, or vice versa, or whatever. You know, it's not so much about trust at that point. It's about the fact that you're guaranteed to have sexually tense situations when you're living with someone of the opposite sex that's, you know, like roughly the same age, etc., so forth. So as a guy, I don't know how I would feel about that. So I have some respect for the guy for being so confident as to letting it happen. But then again, it might have, at that point, I think it's almost that I might call that pussy. I might call that guy a pussy. Like, maybe it's the fact, it's not that he's confident about letting his woman live with a guy. It's about he's not confident enough to stand up for himself and to say to her no. You know what I mean? But when a guy's just talking to your girl in the bar, you know, he doesn't take confidence to walk up and say, "She's my girl, get away." That's not confidence, okay? It's the exact opposite. But when your girlfriend says, "Oh yeah, I got a friend who wants to live with me for a bit," you know, it's just like, well, watch any movie. Well, it's just common sense, man. Like, I've had female roommates in the past, but even I'm thinking, yeah, even in the past when I've had, well, there was one that I was attracted to, and yeah, there was sexual tension, and we did flirt and whatnot. And then there was another one that I was totally not attracted to, and she wasn't attracted to me either, which I was confused by, because I'm like, man, you are so below me and you're not attracted to me. I don't get it, because I was not attracted to her at all. Like, I was like, ugh. And then I remember one time I asked her, like, just to be polite, I'm like, "Did you want to go out somewhere?" And she's like, "I don't know." And I was just like, what the fuck? I'm giving you charity here, and you're like now we're off topic again. Speaking of which, I remember one time, okay, this is back in my peak years, okay? I was a professional dancer. I was doing modeling, okay? And that's not me now, because I'm not, you know, like, I'm old now and I'm not that attractive anymore. But when I was young, I was good looking. I was modeling. I was a professional dancer. And back in those days, I remember there was this one time, there was this like very unattractive girl, and she was at the bar, and I thought I knew her, and she was with her unattractive friends. So there's two very unattractive girls, and they were totally out of place at the dance club, because you could tell that it's probably their first time ever at a dance club. They just went for laughs, and they were nervous. They weren't drinking, and they didn't belong there. They looked like they belonged in a Bible study. Two unattractive girls wearing unattractive clothing, Not saying that people that go to Bible study aren't attractive. I'm just saying that's where they look like they would fit in. But I thought I knew one of them. I honestly thought I knew her. I'm like, oh, she looks familiar. And I used to go to church a lot. I went to a lot of different Bible studies and churches and church events. So I thought I knew them for church. I assumed. I'm like, they're ugly and they're dressed bad. I probably know them from church. So I went up to the girls and I said to the one girl, and she was the more unattractive one out of the two, I'm like, do I know you from somewhere? And then she looks at her friend. She ignores me, turns to her friend, and starts to giggle. And then I was like, oh my god, she thinks I'm hitting on her. And I'm like, what the fuck? How could she even think that? You know, like, I'm like, some people are thinking I'm an asshole now. But I was like, at the time, I was dating nothing but models, ballet teachers, like, just like nurses, like hot nurses. It was just like, and then I'm talking to this unattractive, anyways, and she was just like, she assumed I was hitting on her, and then she like just kind of laughed to her friend and like ignored me, and I was like, oh really? It was like, it was one of the biggest burns of my life. But I thought it was funny. I'm just like, yeah. It's funny though. It's funny that I still remember. You know, there's about a dozen girls that I've had sex with, whose faces, names, etc. I don't remember. Like they could walk up and start talking to me, and I wouldn't know who they were, and I don't remember them. So I had sex with them, and I don't remember who they are at all. And that happened once, actually. That's a different story. I've told it before. My girlfriend at the time introduced me to some girl, and she's like, "Oh, M, this is Carla," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Carla, nice to meet you." Or she's like, or she didn't say hi, M. It was my girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh, M, you know Carla?" And I was like, "No, I don't. What's your name, Carla?" And she's like, "No, you know her." I'm like, "Oh, I do. You used to date her? You've had sex with her before?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Carla." It was like my girlfriend met this girl. They started chatting, and then I guess my girlfriend is like, "Oh, this is my boyfriend," and she's like, "Yeah, I used to date him." And she's like, "Oh, you did? Did you guys have sex?" And the girl must have been like, "Yeah, we did." And then she introduces me to the girl, and I honestly didn't know. I wasn't pretending to not know her. I just honestly had forgotten her. And so yeah, so there's girls that I've had sex with who I don't remember, and then this fat unattractive girl who blew me off, even though I wasn't hitting on her. I'll remember her to the day I die, which is kind of funny. Okay, end of this video.